What's our status on time loops?
Good. You closed a few of them. I'm sure there are more out there.
Have I helped enough Hadeans?
Hadeans are lucky to have a vigil like you watching over them.
get in here? Did you see those fucking things? What the fuck, man?
Who are you?
I'm Iblis. I worked here. Yes. I'm a file clerk.
Where is your book restoration department?
Huh? Book restoration? Yeah. We have a department for that. Basement. It's in the basement. That's where Locke works. I like him. He's a straight shooter, wearing that yellow jacket.
Where can I find Locke?
Oh, shit. We were running. I was running with Locke. Fuck. Away from those things. He fell near the cafeteria. Oh, I left him there and locked. I left him there and locked the door behind me. Here. Take the key if you think you can make it. The pamphlet said, come... Wait, oh, that's it. Come experience the ecstasy of relief. What a joke. Whoever came up with that slogan should get fired. Enjoy our nightlife, our restaurants, our theaters, and our culture, it said. Yes, the fabulous Jahanian culture. Look at that culture now. Killing and raping their Palamas neighbors. People they've known all their lives. One day, they just got out of bed, broke into their homes as they slept, and chopped their neighbors' heads off. Preferably in front of their family, because, you know, they have to keep things classy. And then slip back into bed as if nothing had happened. That was the new normal. The next day, they felt all satisfied and shit. They would choose a new neighbor, and the cycle would continue. The new Lethean culture. And people wonder why I take this shit. It's in all of us. I mean, it's as much in you as it is in me. Some call it the serpent. Let me tell you this. All the rules, the laws, the codes, and our civility, it's all put in place for one simple truth. To keep the serpent in check. To keep it tightly shackled, locked away at the back of our minds. This is the unspoken truth that no one ever tells you, but I'll let you know. Deep down, everyone shares this dark desire. We want to set the serpent free. The ecstasy of letting our emotions run free cannot compete with people's miserable, mundane lives. This is our actual state. Our true nature, all of us. We are made of pure, unhinged barbarity. Man, where did they go anyway? It was fine having them around, but where the fuck have they gone now? They were here. Then we locals started doing a bit of killing, a bit of raping, and then they ran off. That's not cool. It's when we needed them the most. What the hell, man? It was the first time Hadeans saw people from different countries. That was sweet. Even though they were fucking useless. Speaking of them running away from Hadea, there's something behind that. I'm sure of it. Did you notice? Of course you did. You put two and two together, right? The minute they were gone, say it with me, the minute they were gone, the fucking creatures appeared. Fucking right they did. Coincidence? No fucking way. I'm from a profoundly religious Sabaean family. There is a lot of us. Contrary to what any Palamist son of a bitch would have you believe, or any snobbish Sabinian for that matter. They make it sound like all Sabinians woke up one day, burnt all their sacred katas, and danced naked around the pagan pyre. May his eye protect us. Lethe was filled with Sabinian churches. Lablina has even more. Of course, you don't hear about that. What you do hear, though, is how open-minded we are. The only open minds you can find in Lethe are the cracked skulls of Palamist bastards. Brains spilled all over the streets. I might have split open a few myself. The stuff you can do with just the heel of your boots. What's there to say? I was okay with them. I was okay with them until I let the serpent take hold. Why? I have some family who live in Argola, right on the Jehanian border, in the Palamist village of Hetel. After Yankel's death, ethnic tensions started brewing in Hetel. In the local school, they began segregating the Sabinian kids. My nephew had the misfortune of writing a love letter to a Palamist girl that evening. The girl's dad beat my 14-year-old nephew so severely that to this day, he's still eating through a tube. Which ones? Palamists? Sabinians? Or do you mean the new ones creeping around all over the place? Wanna hear the wildest shit ever? The night they appeared, the creatures, right? Bloody New Year's Eve. I'm in my apartment. It hadn't been blown to pieces yet. I'm coming back down from my high. I pulled the curtain to get some air. On the street, I saw some Sabinian thugs, armed to the teeth. They had themselves some Palamists, and they're fucking ecstatic. A man, probably the husband, was lying in the middle of the road. Next to him, the Sabinians were dropping cinder blocks on his wife's head. Repeatedly. And that's when it happened. It was as if time had slowed down or completely stopped. And then I felt it. Or more precisely, I felt nothing. All my feelings and emotions had gone. I never felt so at peace. My my thoughts were so clear, so precise, uncompromised. Then, in a flash, the thugs and their polearms prey got engulfed in a weird, sphere-like, wobbly thing. And all my pain, sorrow, confusion, and hatred came crashing back. I went back to bed and shot up again.
I still don't see why we have to leave. 70 years I've lived in Lethe. Always made it through, always survived. We're fine right where we are.
Forgive my husband. He doesn't quite grasp the gravity of the situation. He still believes we live in the 60s in Yankel's Hadea. We must leave. For the future of our family. There is only death here.
I'm scared. Why are we hiding in the library?
Our neighbors tried to leave the city through official channels. I saw their bodies hanging from the overpass the next day.
Agath was a well-respected local politician in Lethe before the war. One of the few who genuinely tried to bridge the divide between Sabinian and Palamas communities. When she offered to help us leave the city, we couldn't refuse.
I'm trying to get this poor family out of the city. They're Palamist. They're as good as dead if they stay here. Easier said than done with all the checkpoints. I was supposed to meet with Locke, book restorer here. Since the war began, he helped me forge documents for trapped citizens, but his office is locked up tight and I see no trace of him. Maybe it was silly of me to come here with everything that's going on. These people put a lot of trust in me. I suppose I can try forging the documents myself. I have no idea how or where to start.
got called here for a public disturbance. What we got was an angry mob hell-bent on burning the place down. They were really fired up. Something about justice for decades of manipulation and persecution. They stormed the ministry. Shit went to hell in a handbasket real fast. Now half my unit is dead or missing. What a goddamn mess.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you. Bunch of fucking savages. I've never seen anything like it. There's something about this country. No civility. It's like everyone has lost their humanity.
I didn't mean to. I swear. I tried to warn them. They just started charging towards me. I had no choice.
Confirmed. That's Martin Rost, all right. He seems indisposed at the moment. Have a look around. There's got to be some clues left in this god-awful place.
December 15th, 1992. We've made an unexpected discovery in the tunnels below the cemetery, 2 doorways with dial lock mechanisms. This is truly curious, as they do not appear on any of the ancient schematics we've previously recovered. The first doorway and its locking mechanism are replete with House Astor symbolism. My initial theory, and this is a long shot, is that the symbols on the dial represent the members of Lord Astor's family. We know Lord Astor was obsessed with the image of the perfect family. The patriarch sitting squarely at the head, just as the crown rules its subjects. I will keep you apprised should I discover anything more about the door.
Corrupt snakes, lining their pockets while we suffer like guinea pigs. They lied to us, pitted us against each other. Look at what they've done to the city, to its people. We went after our neighbors. It should have been these damn suits that we butchered.
How could we have been so blind? For years, they've been pumping their poison into our minds. TV, radio, music, even our children's school books. And those fucking speeches! We lost ourselves. We became their weapons. Just wind us up and point us at each other. They played us like a fiddle. And this one? Behind the door? She's part of that system. She deserves every bit of what's coming to her.
Hello. I'm not sure if this is the right number to call. I'd like to report some, suspicious activity. It's my neighbor. He's been receiving a lot of visitors lately, more than usual. Sometimes 2 or 3 vehicles at a time. And last night after curfew, I searched through the garbage bags he put out on the street, and I found 3 forbidden books, all heavily used. He lives at 118 Dredick Street here in Lethe. I just want to be sure to do the right thing. Thank you.
My God, what an absolute mess. People have lost their minds in this country. I think it's safe to say our mission was a colossal failure. I'm just trying to make it back to my unit at this point, but these savages will tear me apart if they see my uniform. I'm just...
Enough is enough! Fuck these warmongers! I bet they weren't expecting the madness they sowed to find its way back to them. They wanted this, not us! My sister's husband was a good guy. No one cared that he was a palamist. Until their lies started. You should have seen what we did to him. Setherus, have mercy on our souls. They'll all fucking pay for this.
Follow up on case number 2190, Citizen's Report of Seditious Activity. Investigation inconclusive. False accusation suspected. Dispatched compliance units to both reporter and reported. Follow up on case number 2197, Citizen's Report of Seditious Activity. Investigation produced indisputable evidence. Dispatched retrieval unit. Subject's first offense. Protocol mandates assignment to re-education program.
Please, help me get out of here.
Who are you?
Those animals. The mob. They murdered my colleagues. My friends. They beat my boss and hanged him in his office. I'm the one who called the Peacekeepers. They did what they could under the circumstances. The guy standing behind that door locked me in here. He said I was dessert. Please, I'm scared. The creature. I could escape if only that thing wasn't lurking in the hallway. Please, get me out of here.
What can you tell me about this symbol?
Help me, and I'll tell you whatever I know about the symbol.
Do you know Martin Rolst?
Martin was my boss. Just get me out of here, and I'll tell you whatever you want to know about him.
Oh, okay. 0 points for style, but that could work. I should be able to slip by with the clothes you brought me. I never would have signed up if I knew how much trouble this uniform would give me.
saving me? Only Setherus knows what that animal would have done to me. I'm getting out of here as soon as I can.
Who are you?
My name is Maeve Tristana. I was Martin's assistant here at the Ministry. I was working for him, even back when he was an archaeologist. Things were much simpler back then. Everything changed when Martin became the fucking deputy minister.
What can you tell me about this symbol?
When the Ministry of Cultural Primacy was created, Martin proposed this symbol as its official emblem. In fact, Martin's obsession with Lord Astor began with that symbol. It concerned a vital discovery he made during one of his digs. Martin believed this symbol would shed light on Lord Astor and his secrets. I have no clue what the symbol means or where it's from. Martin stored all his significant findings of Lord Astor in his safe. I don't know why, but each time Martin opened his safe, he said, "If only history moved backwards." I hope that helps.
Now tell me more about Martin Ralst.
Martin was obsessed with Lord Astor. He decorated this floor with several of his portraits. Martin always found it strange that he could only find shallow information on such an important historical figure. I'm pretty sure you didn't risk coming here to gab about Martin, and even less about Lord Astor. However, you need to brush up on your knowledge of Lord Astor if you want to access Martin's computer. Perhaps it has what you're looking for. Martin had a bad memory and kept reminders of his passwords and codes. They must be around here somewhere. Hadea was divided into two distinct groups, the Palamists and the Sabinians. Our country's still divided, but the groups have drastically changed into the persecuted and the persecutors. Palamist or Sabinian, it doesn't matter anymore. Look at what happened here. Sabinians are now killing their own. Funny how Palamist snipers didn't fire a single shot. I guess they were too busy enjoying the show. We're gonna destroy ourselves, and I can't help but feel partially responsible. The Ministry of Cultural Primacy quickly took control of the media. We knew the media would play a critical role in swaying the Sabinians into a conflict. We created an environment that made war possible. We attacked civic principles, fueled the fear of ethnic retribution, dehumanized the other side, and engineered consent. I didn't come up with these plans. However, I did pass out memos, mailed letters, took notes, and scheduled the meetings. I went along with it. I could have quit and walked away, but I didn't. You know when you lie so much that you forget the truth. I believed the lies we were perpetuating. Sadly, I wasn't the only one. I have to say, I was surprised. They actually showed up when I called them for help. The Peacekeepers have been more interested in keeping the airport running than safeguarding civilians. Anyway, there was little they could do. The mob, there were just too many of them. They didn't save me. You did. I thought the Sabinians were supposed to be on the same side. Losing my colleagues in such a vicious manner fills me with grief. But a part of me feels relief. They no longer have to endure this hell. The Palamist forces have besieged Lethe for months, but it feels like it's been years. Time tends to slow down when you're in hell. They shell their beautiful city to rubble. They've destroyed most of our infrastructure to the point where getting food and medical supplies is next to impossible. Their snipers have made walking in the streets a perverse game of survival. Palamists are monsters. There is nothing human about them. I couldn't even look at one at first. The way they move, their sounds and screams, and their primal ferocity. They terrified me. But then I realized something. They weren't after us. They weren't hunting us down unless provoked. I began to observe them from behind the safety of a third-story window. I was still afraid, but then I found myself pitying them. They're in pain. They're twisted, warped, and mindlessly roaming our streets. They search and want nothing. aimless and empty like the holes in their bodies. I'll tell you what they don't do. They don't randomly shoot people in the streets. They don't fill mass graves with the innocent. They don't rape women. They don't enslave children. Who's the real monster?
National Library. I should be doing research for the story, but my mind is elsewhere. All I can think about is the recent disappearances. One journalist is a tragedy, two a curious coincidence. The three? That's a pattern. I have a responsibility to protect my family. They didn't choose to pursue this story. I did. I can't put them at risk by continuing to dig into this. I can't help but feel that I'm betraying my integrity as a journalist. The truth deserves to be heard. I can only hope that someone braver than I can expose it.
These are the exact cards we're trying to forge. Wonderful. Just need a way to officialize these somehow. Excellent. This should be all I need for the documents. Thank you, you've given these people a chance.
Marvelous. Truly a spectacular piece. The binding, the leatherwork, the embroidery, oh, just exquisite. The accompanying letter states that it originates from the mid-9th century. Truly amazing. By far the oldest project I've worked on. I can smell the 1,000 years of musty history wafting up from its pages. Delectable. I could hardly contain my excitement. I began working immediately. Upon the very first incision to the leather-bound cover, I made a startling discovery. A strange, narrow object folded into the fabric. It is clearly ancient. I doubt even the priests know of its existence. The enigmatic nature of this tome continues to astound me. I've set the relic aside for now. Once the restoration is complete, I'll endeavor to find out more.
Hey, I found additional information on the Serpent Mound mentioned in the Gospel of Tear. Let me know if you want more information on anything you find out there.
Tanya, do you know anything about the Serpent's Maw mentioned in the book?
The two-headed snake artifact embedded in the Holy Book's cover remains a mystery. Let's face it, knowing Hadea and its old ruins, it probably opens something, right? As for the Serpent's Maw, it's located in the Vissa Hills. I remember seeing a giant serpent head sticking out of the ground. The snake's body twists and turns all over the rocky ridges. You can see the snake's head from where we first met. It's due east. I'd start looking there. Do you have anything for me? Interesting find. Let's see what the server can tell us about it. Good find. I'll look it up. Interesting. I'll look it up. Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one. There is a vault of forbidden knowledge in Lake Sinan. Good find. I'll look it up.
That's exactly what I need. Where did you get these? Well, thank you. You've probably just saved my life.
You found a radio. Brilliant. Let me try and contact HQ. Only static. No one is answering. Of course. They've all fucking left. There's no evac coming. We should have left at the same time as everyone else. Goddamn Rue.
Yes, long range. Good. Come back later. More research. Let's gather more data. More pictures, close-ups, find the patterns. Yes. Come back later.
TR! Look upon us! As your will be done!
Still feel like I don't deserve to be here. Why do I get to live while so many suffered? I'm glad to see Rebecca is safe. Our generation is lost, but hers might still be able to stop the cycle of hate.
I'm glad to see you again, my son. It's very peaceful here. A stark contrast from the rest of Hadea.
How is Rebecca doing?
When we arrived here, she slipped into a deep sleep. I think she hadn't slept like that in so long. She is obviously in a great deal of pain. She hasn't opened up about the explosion that took the lives of her parents and little brother. I will give her the time and space. Right now, all she needs to do is enjoy the peaceful surroundings.
Huh. I'm glad you made it here. How are things?
Good. It's as if Sathras himself created Lake Sinan. It's so peaceful. The birds, the waterfalls, crystal clear water, and the flowers. It is the ideal place for Rebecca and I to heal our wounds. I was surprised to see the reservoir emptied. I don't know what lies beneath, and I don't care to find out. Both Rebecca and I will be staying here until the war is over.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah. I think about them a lot. Especially my baby brother. I miss them. I have less nightmares here, though. Uncle Jafford told me Lake Sinan would help me forget the bad memories. Soon, I'll only remember the good ones. Like when my brother and I used to play games in the treehouse.
What happened to you and Jova?
I don't want to talk about Jova anymore.
Is your uncle gonna be okay?
I think so. We pray to Sathras a lot. Uncle Jaffer likes to do that. He's always happier afterward. And it makes me happy too. I wish that Sathras could stop all the bad stuff from happening. But, Uncle Jaffer says it doesn't work like that. He said we need to take responsibility for our actions. Sathras, help us all.
You are a king, my friend. I keep my promises. So here are the keys to Captain Voss's office. Psst. You can get in through the balcony. Don't ask me how I know. Shh. There. You've done me a real solid, friend. Now I just kick back, wait for the end.
This time next year, I should be sipping margaritas on my private island. I need a break from this shit. Slopping through the mud, babysitting teenagers. As long as the Swiss buyer comes through, I'm done. Give them in their cut and get the hell out of here. Poor refugee Voss, seeking asylum. Please, sir. I'll never get tired of exterminating cockroaches. But I'm starting to realize we aren't getting anywhere. The way things are going, this war will never end.
The only lasting legacy is wealth. That's how you secure real power. That's how you actually change things. And when I come back to Hadea, things will change.
Remember when...
What's our status on time loops?
Good. You closed a few of them. I'm sure there are more out there.
Have I helped enough Hadeans?
Good. I'm glad you went out of your way for Hadea.